Good afternoon, everybody. This is Joy Lushery. Welcome to Matured Musicians. And we have an interview with Stacy, Liane, Powell today. We'll call her Stacy for the rest of the time.
Please do.
Hi, Stacy. And I had to give a shout out to my sponsor, Luscious Moss Studio, which I will be in on Thursday for the first time in, I don't know, 3 months. First, I hurt my leg and then I got sick. But anyway, Chad has a very creative and collaborative environment that he originally created primarily for drummers and guitarists. But that changed as time went on, and he started producing. He started producing my records and a lot of everybody else's too, and he's very good at it. So if you have any needs in any form, related to his studio, contact Chad Quist. You won't regret it. He's in Edgewood, Washington. You can Facebook Luscious Moss Studio to get to him, or you can put in Chad Quist on Facebook and he'll come up. You can find him on YouTube because he is the lead guitarist for Heart by Heart. So with that being said, I do want to introduce Stacy, who's with us today, who's going to give a little bit about her musical background. Stacy, you're on.
Hi. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much for having me here today.
You're very welcome.
I've never been interviewed before, so
it just relaxes, just like we're talking, on video.
No Feels problem. A little like a job interview. I've done many of them.
Nah.
That's it. So my background, I am a local person here. I grew up in Tacoma. And I was born into a family that was very musical. My mom was a singer and piano player. And my mom had a beautiful soprano voice. And I would hear her sing in church and we'd sing around the house and stuff. And I just grew up thinking that everybody's mother sang like Julian. And it was just such a surprise to me when I heard other people's mothers sing. And it's like, well, that's not right. So I'm the youngest of 4 girls, and all of us play music. And since I was the youngest, I always watched my sisters, take up an instrument or start something or be in band and whatever. And I was so jealous that I couldn't do that too. So I started teaching myself ukulele in early grade school.
Yeah. Earlier, you could see the ukulele hanging on my wall.
Yeah. My husband now plays ukulele in a band, cool. But I just play guitar now. But anyway. So I taught myself.
Excuse me, can I interrupt you here for a minute, Stacy? Do you play electric or acoustic or both?
I play both. I play mostly acoustic because I have a remarkable electric guitar player in my band, so I don't even bother. But I also play the trumpet and I play the drums a little bit, and I play a few other things. But yeah, so when I actually got to age where I could be in band, I started playing the trumpet, and I played that all through high school. And I still play it in my band occasionally. Well, every now and then I'll pull it out and play a couple of trumpet songs.
So you read music as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I read music. And I wanted to learn to play the piano, but I couldn't afford a piano. I was at college, so I got a guitar, and I started playing the guitar in college.
Wow.
And so then
So what was the age that you got your first instrument, did you say? I mean, not age necessarily, but what grade in school, or when was that occurrence?
There were always musical instruments around the house. We always had a piano, and there was a ukulele around the house, which is why I taught myself how to play it, because it was just there. So I have no idea. I mean, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, I don't know. I remember playing in some sort of talent show in early grade school where I got a couple of my friends to learn a song on ukulele, and we all sang. I can't imagine how great that was, but I'm sure it was cute.
Yeah.
But then I kind of went through this phase where I was just, I became kind of deathly stage fright. And so I could play in band in high school, and I could do that. And I loved music, but I couldn't really play in front of people. So I went through like my 20s and stuff, just being a big music fan. I was kind of thick in the grunge era in Seattle, and I went out to listen to all those bands and stuff, and I really loved it, and kind of picked up my guitar again towards the end of that. And my friend Karen, who is in my band with me, if anybody who knows my band knows Karen, she and I actually played trumpets together in band, and then, we started.
Karen.
Yeah, we started playing guitars together about the time the Indigo Girls put out their first album.
Oh,
And
wow.
she's like, you got to listen to this. You got to listen to this. And so we immediately started breaking into harmony and singing harmony. And the other thing about being raised in a family of 4 female musicians, or 5, including my mom, is that harmony was just a thing in my family. You know, it's like we just sang Christmas carols in harmony every year. Happy birthday, son, in harmony. You know,
Cool.
so that was fun. And then, so Karen and I started playing guitars, and then I got married, had kids, put my guitar away for 10 years or so. And then when I was in my 40s, started playing a little bit with Karen again. And I had always wanted to write, but I just could never really write anything. And finally, like in my later 40s, I think I wrote my first song. And I just said, I'm just going to write a song. It doesn't have to be good. I'm just going to do it. Finish a song. And I did. And it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible either. So
what's the name? What's the name of it?
It was called My Daughters. And it was about my kids. It was like, okay, I'm going to write something that's really cheesy but meaningful, so I can get through it. So I finished that song. We performed it at a local event in Carnation called Sound Falls, and then that was kind of all it took. It's like once I started writing, it was like it just changed my life. You know, it's like all of a sudden in my late 40s, early 50s, I had something to say. And so I started writing. And at first I was like, well, I'll write songs and maybe other people will sing them. And then it's like, no, I got to sing them. These are my words. These are my emotions. So I bought an electric guitar. I started going to this music school in Bellevue that had like bands, like adult rock bands.
Oh,
and,
I don't know what that is, but
it was called Roberts Music Institute. And I got in a band there. I started being the lead singer for that. And that I got over my stage fright doing that. And so eventually I kind of started a little bluegrass band called Roadside Goat Show. And then that evolved into some other things. And then that has eventually evolved into the current iteration of 4 and 20 Blackbirds, which is a 6-piece kind of bluesy Americana kind of band, kind of verging into indie rock at times. Sometimes there's a
story there. There's a story there.
Pardon?
There's a story there about how you got that name.
About the name? Are you talking about the story I put on my website about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So 4 and 20 Blackbirds. Sing a song of sixpence, bake pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 Blackbirds.
I know that song is.
People of our age, that's usually the first thing they say. Oh yeah, 4 and 20 Blackbirds. That's from a nursery rhyme. And I was making my logo for the band, and I was sitting at my table, and my middle-aged daughter, my middle school aged daughter, came up, and she's sitting there watching me she's going, 4 and 20, Mom, isn't that a weed reference? It's like,
oh no,
you know that. And she's like, everybody in middle school knows that.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, oh God.
Oh yeah, exactly.
She turned out okay though. Actually, my daughter, Sophie, she's 23 now, and she's just an incredible drummer.
Wow.
And she's living in Vermont. She's probably in the middle of the solstice or in the middle of the eclipse right now, because she's right in.
Yeah, right. I'm watching that. Yeah, it's cool.
So, but she's a great drummer. She's in 3 bands in Vermont, and she's just amazing. I wish she lived here.
Yeah, I hear you. Who's your drummer? And tell me a little bit about 4 and 20 Blackbirds. You say it's Americana, and I am country, so I am still trying to sort out what the difference is. And a lot of songs I hear you call Americana, I see as more country than anything else. I mean, maybe the, like you said, bluesy, that changes it, but
I call us Americana because we don't really fit into like the country genre, and we don't really fit into the rock genre. We're a little indie. Like our music ranges from straight blues, straight bluegrass to like Pink Floyd. It's like it's all over the place.
Pink Floyd is a little rocky, isn't it?
I know. Well, that's because we have a really good guitar player. So it's like, okay, let's turn George up on this one. And
Oh, cool.
um, so the themes of the music are kind of Americana, kind of traditional themes. A lot of heartache, a lot of searching for truth. That kind of themes in our music. A lot of nature metaphors.
Yeah, I listened to rock is when I moved here to Redmond. I moved here in 2005, and I had started my first jam with a group called the Shortcuts in Duval. And I swear to you, I had never heard rock like that, because to me, rock was puking on stage and breaking guitars and being
Right.
evil. So when I started hearing what they were playing around here, it was a real shock. And so every time I go to a jam, I don't call it a country. I call it improv, because I never know what they're going to play. They just don't have any. So I get that it's hard sometimes to put anything into a category, but when rock to me just is so different than. I mean, there's a couple of songs I like to sing, and I know a couple of the rock singers I really like, but like Joan Jett, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so different from the kinds of things that Americana or country is, or bluegrass is, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear so much more great vocals and melodious guitar playing from our genre than rock. But now I got that beat in my head, and I want to go fast. I got
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I was always really influenced by like punk rock music, because like in my kind of grunge years, I was really like late college. I really got into things like the Sex Pistols and kind of little new wavy stuff like B-52s and then the grunge thing that happened in Seattle. I was really into that, but my voice doesn't go there. My voice goes more country. But then there's a band called like the Violent Femmes.
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
That kind of rides the edge between bluegrass and punk rock, and I really like that.
Are they still together, the Violent Femmes?
I think so. They were popular when I was in college.
I have to look that up.
You've heard their music because it's out there.
Just don't put a name to it. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, they're mostly acoustic. They have like acoustic bass guitar that's just crazy good.
Oh, I think I know who these people are. I wonder if they've ever been out at the Oxford Saloon and played. Have you ever been?
They're not local. They're
not local.
Yeah.
Well, there's a female band like that around. I don't know.
No, these guys aren't female. They're all guys.
Oh, they're guys.
Violent Femmes, but they're all guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're great.
Boy, talk to me. I'm way out of it. So I do have somebody online here that said awesome to your background. Rose is a regular. She comes out here all the time to listen. Hi, Rose. And which reminds me, I was at a jam last night in Duval. That occurs every Sunday night. And somebody there knew you. I haven't heard your music, so I have to admit I haven't met you yet, but I will. And his name, I know him by Deacon. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, Raleigh.
Yeah,
I know Raleigh well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing he said. Is it came up to me and he said, "Are you having Stacy on?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I know her."
Yeah, Raleigh's great. It's funny. It's been like 12, 15 years ago now. There was some friends of both Raleigh and mine put this show on in Carnation. It was called Sound Falls, and it was a local, like almost like a Garrison Keillor-ish type show, but it wasn't broadcast. It was in person, and there was stories and music and stuff like that. And Raleigh, I think, really kind of started playing around that time, and that was where I first started getting up the courage to play as well, because they were good friends of mine. And so, I really actually credit that show with getting me out of my living room and onto a stage. So
how long ago is that? How long did they have?
I'm so bad about that. But I would say, well, my kids were little. like
Oh,
little kid,
yeah.
little. And my kids are now 21 and 23. So it's probably 15 years ago.
Okay. Wow, that's a ways back.
Yeah.
Really
And
that far.
Soundfall still exists, and they do circles and different kinds of things like that too. They're still
Oh, I
active.
like circles. I was to a few of those. I like them,
Yeah.
especially the bluegrass. There was at the community center, I think it was out in Maltby. They would have once a month. They would have a song circle for bluegrass,
Oh, nice.
and
Yeah.
they tolerated my country. But yeah, we have somebody else here. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Joanne. Who am I talking
It
to?
just says Facebook user.
Yeah, I know. I need to have you put your name on so we could say hi to you and know who you are.
Identify yourself, Facebook user.
Yes. You don't want the Facebook people after you. Trust me, no. Okay. So when was your actual? I mean, now about 15 years ago you started. Um, Between that time and now, oh, Jim M. So Jim, I don't know who Jim M is, but I thank you for putting your name in there, and we're glad to see your comment.
I know what
Along
Jim
with
is.
yours. So, how long you started there? Uh, how long was it before you actually did a gig and made money on it? Or did you? I mean,
Making
that's
money
not
is kind
something.
of I made some money. Let's see. I started doing that. I probably did that for several years before I really started kind of doing Roadside Goat Show, which was the bluegrass band. That was mostly a kind of a student band and friends. 4 and 20 Blackbirds has probably been around for about 6 years now, and that's I guess, but it's had different iterations. We started as a trio, and then we've joined other people. If that's this Jim Emmett that I know, that
He
Jim
used to play in a band with you, she said.
Oh yeah, no, that was the first lead guitar player in our band, and he was awesome. Still is awesome, actually.
What's his name?
Jim
Jim?
Marcotte. Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, Marcotte. Yes, I know
Yeah,
that. He's
yeah,
on my
fabulous,
favorite list.
fabulous guitar player.
All right.
And yeah, and anyway, so yeah, he joined our band, and then we got a drummer and bass player. The trio started out as Karen and me, who we sing really tight harmonies and play acoustic guitars, and then Tad is a mandolin player, and then Jim joined, and then we actually no, I think bass player, then Jim, then the drummer. So
Okay.
right.
All right. Hang on to that thought because we're going to pick that up again.
Okay.
We got a message here from my friends in Tupelo and Abbey. Great people. They're getting a little more to the rock side, but they started more from Irish with the Irish flavor, and they kind of combine the two. It's very interesting. And he says, "Hi, Joanne, Stacy, Patrick O'Donnell." He's the guy that he is quite a writer. Let me tell you. He said, "You mentioned 20-year-old children. Have they followed you in music?" Stacy was just saying that she has a drummer, and one of her children was a drummer, I believe.
Yeah. So my older child is a drummer, and she's in Vermont right now. She's 23, and she's in 3 bands, and she's really good. She did the marching band stuff at school, and she took drum lessons at like a rock school. She's a rock drummer, and then she took jazz and Latin jazz and all these things in college.
Yeah.
So she's a really solid drummer. And then my younger child, he plays piano and trumpet and French horn and mellophone. So, but he doesn't.
It's a mellophone.
Mellophone's like a marching French horn, like if you're a French horn player and you're in marching band, you switch to mellophone. He doesn't play much these days because he's in art school, so spending most of his time doing that. But he's a musician. And then my husband also is the lead singer and writer for a band called Calliope Claims the Heart, which is sort of a little more old-timey jazz type band, but he does all the writing.
You think he'd do an interview?
Oh yeah, he'd do an interview.
Can you send me the name and I'll get hold of him? Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite musical family, but you're all spread out.
Yeah, it's a loud household.
Your music choices are kind of really expansive. I mean,
Yeah. Well, my husband's also in a Grateful Dead cover band. So, like I said, it's a loud household. We have a rehearsal space downstairs that gets used a lot and is rarely quiet here.
fun. Oh, sounds fun. Idyllic. So after you started the band 4 and 20 Blackbirds, based on a nursery rhyme, and you got into all of this, how has your band changed from 15 years ago when you guys started getting together and you and Karen were basically the beginning to where it is today? And
Well,
and who are the members and what do they play? I think
okay.
you answered that, but no.
Yeah, I'll run down the members first and then get to that. So the current members are me and Karen, um, Bill Roman on bass, George Seacombe on lead guitar, John Harity on drums, and Tad Buman on mandolin. So those are the people who usually
Six altogether.
So 6 altogether.
And you play the guitar and sing.
Yeah.
Are you
And
the lead singer or do you all sing?
I'm mostly the lead singer, but other people sing too.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great harmonies, you said.
Yeah. Harmonies are really kind of a focus of the band. How has it changed? So when I started, I had no idea it would become what it is right now. And it's kind of is mind-boggling that I get to be part of it and play with these people. And it's just really great. We've play I think we play mostly last year we played at Remlinger Farms. We played there monthly.
Yeah.
And then we've played like the Oxford and the Grange and some other places like that. And in Seattle, we've played the Central and Tim's Tavern but it just kind of took on a life of its own. And the writing was interesting because sometimes I look back on some of the songs I wrote and it's like, I wrote that? I hardly even remember writing it, it's like, but it's just kind of taken on this whole life of its own. And when I met Bill Roman for the first time, he came up to me after a performance of the trio and he quoted my song lyrics back to me. And it's like, all right, I like this guy. And then pretty soon he was in the band.
Oh, cool. I have did you ever go to the that country bar right now that I don't know, just totally escapes me. But it's a known country bar in Green Lake area.
Oh, like the Red Hen or something?
That's it. The Red Hen.
Yeah.
Have you played there?
I've never played there, but I've been there to watch a friend's band play. They're more traditional country, aren't they? I mean, they have like
country. They're also bluegrass too. I mean, that's part of that country genre.
Yeah. And I have to say that our bluegrass band, like most bluegrass bands, have like really good like pickers and stuff, like really good guitars. We weren't kind of like that. We played the songs and the harmonies were good. The harmonies were a strength. But,
I'm trying. There's somebody put a comment in here saying, "Hey, Joy, great interview." And I was looking to see if I could find it online so I could find out who it was. So obviously I can't talk and do this. So whoever made that comment, great interview, can you let me know who you are, please? It's at Dublin Abbey. And then it says, please say hello to Bill for me. Hope he's well.
Absolutely. All right. And this is who? Who's this saying? Hi.
Hey, it just says, hey, great interview, but I don't know who said it. It could have been.
Is that Jim again?
I could be that too.
Okay. I'll definitely say hi.
So what was going on? 15 years ago means that you were playing and you guys were together during COVID. How did that go for you? What kind of things were you facing at the time?
So everything just kind of shut down for like over a year. Yeah. And I thought, well, I'm home, I'm working from home, I have more free time. I should be able to like buckle down and write some new stuff. And I just couldn't. It was just like, I don't think I wrote maybe one song during all of, that year and a half. It just, I don't know. It was just an emotionally trying time during that time. And, there was so much we didn't know about and so many people like worried about. And And so we just kind of didn't do much during that time.
Well, you're talking about writing after your kids were a little bit older and
Yeah.
wrote your first song. And during that period, that's what motivated me to pick up my guitar. And when I did, I started writing songs.
Yeah, good for you.
I was watching this program called Honky Tonk Happy Hour by another independent artist called Jessica Lynn Whitty, and she's from
Oh, I
Denmark.
remember. I've met her.
You know her? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's great.
And her husband Raymond was telling me, well, yeah, you can write. You just start and write. So I did. I wrote my first song, and then I got the bug.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people have asked me, like, well, how do you start? How do you write a song? And it's like, just write your first one. Don't care if it's good. Just finish it. Because if you don't finish your first one, you'll spend too much energy trying to figure out if it's good or not, or The other thing that I really learned about songwriting was that for years I was like trying to write the music that other people wrote that I liked, and I finally had to just get to the point where I have to write what I write, and just not worry about whether it's like something popular. Just write my words, write my thoughts.
Well, after the first few, and a lot had to do with the changing of mic, so my voice changed a little better to the better for the, not only because I was singing more, but because I had a really good producer, Chad Chris. And the songs I first started out with, I liked the very first one I ever did, and a few along the way. But it hasn't been until there are a couple of songs on mine that were really, I really was proud of. And every time I do one now, I really like it. So I didn't do that at first, but now I do. Oh, kitty, kitty, kitty.
She's decided right now she needs attention.
So I understand about, of what you're saying. And some songs come easy, some don't. And you write both the music and the lyrics, or one or the other? Or?
Yeah, I write, I write the chord progressions and the melodies and stuff, but then people in the band add stuff, I don't play lead guitar, so I can't write that.
I gotta hear you.
Parts and stuff, but so I write the framework and I write the lyrics, and then everybody pitches in.
It's amazing how much a song can change from the time you put it out there and start recording it or singing it live compared to when you started, where you end up.
Right. Yeah.
Do you still make adjustments on them when you go out in gigs?
Oh yeah, all the time. We never play a song the same way twice. We kind of try to, but it just never happens.
Never works. I get it.
Sometimes I get creative with the words. Oops.
I keep hoping that when I do covers, nobody knows all the words exactly, because I find them every now and then.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, this is about time for us to hear you play. I believe you said that you would. I know that you're not as fuzzy, so hopefully this will be much better than when we did a test.
Right.
And I'm going to leave. You're not going to see me. I'm going to leave you all alone, so they can see your room and your guitar. And I will be back when you end.
My room that looks a little like a tree house. I love tree houses. This isn't a tree house, but it looks like one. All right, Jim, if you're still there, you'll recognize this one. You can grab your guitar and play along there in the background. So this is an early song of mine that it was really basically about my getting over the fear of starting to write and becoming a songwriter, because it was a lot of work at that time and I wasn't sure it'd be worth it. I wasn't sure where it was going. It's called The High Road, and the main lyric is, will the view be better from the high road? It's like, if I actually put in all this work, will it be worth it in the end? It's like I'm walking backwards, only seeing where I've been. Is this a long steep hill, or will it drop back down again? I got no way to know exactly what's around the bend. You just take one step back and hope to get there in the end. How do I know which way to go? And will the view be better from the high road? Will I end up stronger if I take the harder trail? Should I take the easy way and never risk a fall from the high road? In life I've made decisions, not always the best. But once again I think that God has put to the test. One path leads to happiness, the other one to sorrow. I wish I had a map to show me where I'll be tomorrow. How do I know which way to go? And will the view be better from the high road? Will I end up stronger if I take the harder trail? Should I take the easy way and never risk a fall from the high road? What will I be proud of? What will I regret? If I go the extra mile, how much further will I get? Listen to my elders, even taking their advice. Sometimes life's a crapshoot and your hand is on the dice. I stand here at a crossroads, recalling Robert Frost. Will my road make all the difference? Will I end up getting lost? How do I know which way to go? And will the view be better from the high road? Will I end up stronger if I take the harder trail? Should I take the easy way and never risk a fall? How do I know which way to go? And will the view be better from the high road? Will I end up stronger if I take the harder trail? Should I take the easy way and never risk a fall from the high road? Will the view be better from the high road?
Oh, bravo. You even got some likes here. Rose Smith said, love it. And Patrick says, great stuff. That little voice inflection or trill, as we call them, on High Road has a Celtic flavor. And I was thinking when I listened to that, I spent some time in West Virginia and I heard a lot of the singers, and they, of course, they have a lot of Scottish influence there. And I was thinking that's what I heard too. What may I ask you nationality or what your
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that. There's a lot of mixed ethnicities in my background. I do believe I have a little Irish in me. I also have a lot of Swedish in me. My maiden name was Lundström, so it was a Swedish maiden name, but both my parents were a mix of a lot of things. So
okay. Well, yeah, I hear it was somewhere along the line you picked up. I agree with Patrick 100%. A little Celtic flavor there. Identify it.
I got the red hair for it. I mean, it's a little gray now, but I got the red hair for it.
Well, I've been doing mine too, but I'm not. I'm German.
We're third musicians after all. You know?
I can't claim any Irish blood, darn, or Celtic or anything. So let's see what we have here. No more comments at this point. However, do you have another one there, or did you want to put something up on screen for us to listen to, or where are we going?
Yeah, I can play one more. Let's see, what time is it?
By the way, I loved your voice. I loved the playing. I loved the singing. I can't wait to see you live.
So this is another of my earlier songs. This song is called Perennial Invitation, more nature metaphors. I also write a lot of songs about roads. But this song is about old friends. This song is about the kind of friends you have that just get better with age. And so it's about old friends. I wrote this for some very, very dear friends of mine. I look out to my garden where I almost see you sitting there, surrounded by the flowers that grace the days in May. All around the signs of spring, the cherry trees are whispering, how can it be? It's been a year since you last came by here. I know I should have called you up, I know I should have planned ahead, but since the day-to-day can tie me up, I'm saying this instead. Please consider this your perennial invitation to see you at my door. It always makes me smile. The sun may shine or we may see some precipitation, but come on in and sit and stay a while. Just as I am certain that the sun will rise each day, the seasons ever changing no matter what I say. I know that you're a part of who I am, and you will always be a friendship ever growing, reliable as gravity. I have the best intentions, you know I do, but since the day-to-day can tie me up, I'm saying this to you. Please consider this your perennial invitation to see you in my door. It always makes me smile. The sun may shine or we may see some precipitation, but come on in and sit and stay a while. I walk out to my garden where a gentle breeze is in the air. Perennials have come of age, they're celebrating life. Without an invitation, they come periodically. Every year more beautiful, indifferent to formality. What I want to say, I hope I've made it clear. Though the day-to-day can tie me up, you're always welcome here. Please consider this your perennial invitation to see you at my door. It always makes me smile. The sun may shine or we may see some precipitation, but come on in and sit and stay a while. Though the day-to-day can tie me up, you're always welcome here. Though the day-to-day can tie me up, you're always welcome here. Though the day-to-day can tie me up, you're always welcome here.
Thank you. I hit the button, it didn't do anything.
I say, am I alone here?
No, you're not. That was beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think you and the Dublin Abbey have a lot in common. Although they don't call themselves Americana, I'm not sure what they call themselves anymore.
I don't know what to call myself. If anybody has any suggestions, I'm open to it.
Gotcha. Boy, I love it, and I'm sure your fans love it too. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. And obviously, those feelings of not wanting to, stage fright or whatever, being afraid to be out in public and sing, it doesn't affect you online. You do beautifully.
Thanks. I still I was nervous all morning. It's just the way it is. Once I start, I'm always.
It didn't show.
But
beautiful. Well, it didn't show. Somebody gave me an unhappy face up here. What did I do wrong? Sure was. Oh, maybe that was a mistake. Can somebody tell me why that unhappy face is there? So anyway, to move right along, I did put your website on there, and I did put a lot of your videos. I believe they were on SoundCloud. Is that correct?
Yeah, I had some on SoundCloud. I'm working on a new album right now, so hopefully I'll have a bunch of new content. I've just been really bad at updating things because I've been working on this for a while now.
Okay.
But yeah, if anybody out there wants to, any other, especially musicians, I love connecting with musicians. So find me on Facebook and stuff, and feel free to with me there.
Stacy Liane, Liane.
Yeah, Stacy Liane Powell. Or I have a band site too, which is I think 420 Blackbird /Stacy Powell or something like that.
Yes, I think that's what I have there. And that was a mistake. That unhappy face was a mistake.
I could sing you some sad songs that make you sad, but hopefully not.
Yeah. So do you do any covers?
Yeah, we do covers. We do some. I would say in our live shows, it's maybe 20% covers. And especially those are the songs that the other people in the band sing. So, yeah.
So what platforms other than SoundCloud do you put your music out on?
Well, I've got some stuff on YouTube that's all linked from my website, so you can find it there. My CD, when it's done, will be up on Spotify and all the usual places too. Okay. I think a couple videos on Facebook, on my Facebook page.
Okay. So, excuse me, you said you're making a new album. Mm-hmm. How many albums do you have, and what's the name?
So will be my first full album. I have a couple of other recorded songs on my website, but I haven't put out any albums yet. I know it's been way too long.
Well, you know where matured musicians is, and I encourage you to put your gigs there, because now people have met you, and we're not getting all the people on this line at this moment because a lot of people work, and so they come home, and then the numbers increase and so forth of people who've been watching both here and on YouTube. So if you put that music there, and we know where to find you, and my listeners know where to find you, that'd be great. And when that album comes out, you let me know. We'll put you back on here if you want to come with your whole band.
Sounds great. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yes, I got room for you.
Yeah, we do have a gig coming up. Can I plug that here?
Oh, absolutely.
Any
and all.
Yeah, May 5th at Remlinger. It's a Sunday, May 5th at Remlinger. It's a Sunday. This time we usually play on Fridays or Saturdays there, but it's kind of a special event. So 5 o'clock at Remlinger. Remlinger Brewing. Yeah.
I will meet you there. I will hopefully be there. But I will need you to send me that date. I need reminders, because I'm constantly looking for people to interview and going back and forth. And the process, you've been in it. So I sometimes get lost, and I just missed a really important one. I was sick and I couldn't go on last Friday. So I want to make sure to get this in so I can meet you personally.
That'd be great. Yeah, we have been in the same room before. We've both been at the Oxford at the same time before.
Really? And you did, and
on one of those Tuesdays. Yeah.
Were you before me or after me?
I was after. I was way at the very end. So you may not have even been there at the time.
I probably left.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband works at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. No matter how early I get there, I'm always the last one.
I know. I get there early. I get there like 4 o'clock, 4:30. Yeah. And I have an arrangement there because I'm usually the first one in there. Denny and I are usually the first people there, so he puts up first. Mm-hmm. But I haven't been there for a while, so next time I go there, they'll probably throw me out. But
next time you go there, let me know. I'll try to meet you there.
Thank you. So anyway, where were we? Posting this so we know how to find you. Now I want to go into a little bit about what kind of audiences do you have, and what is your thinking about when you're up on stage and you're playing, and it's hard to play your own music. sometimes people react differently. And for me, it's not been that great. And if people don't know my music like your band does, like you have time to plan, work it out with your band, but I don't have that. So everything I do is improv. And sometimes it just doesn't come across.
Yeah, that's really true.
Yeah. So what are you thinking about that music and putting it out and what you're watching and how that makes you feel inside? Everybody has different opinion about this.
It's interesting because it's finding the right audience fit is everything, right? So I've played to empty rooms before.
Oh, yes.
And it's like, that's always really discouraging. You can play the part out and there's just nobody there. You have to
nobody claps.
Yeah, you have to just still play the best show you can. Like I said, we've played Remlinger quite a bit lately and the Grange in Duval, and we've found a great crowd there. My audience tends to be either family friendly or middle-aged and up. It's like, so our music's fairly upbeat and easy to listen to. And but like, I would love to play some of the cool Seattle clubs, but I'm not sure my band really fits in there. We are all matured musicians in my band. And so I think it's just a matter of finding the people. And then when you connect with them, there's just nothing better than when people are actually like looking to you, or when you look out there and somebody's been there before and they're singing your words along with you. It's just like amazing to see that.
I always put a little myself in here, so excuse me. But anyway, when I was at the gym last night, I was really sick. I thought I was never going to make it for sure. I did, however. I was so sure I'd ever sing again. And I got up last night and I was singing at the gym in Duval, and that whole place was clapping and everything. I thought, wow, I guess I need to get sick before I sound good. So I get it. And I've had, just maybe one or two people too, empty room kind of thing.
Right.
And I used to say to my husband, why are these people just staring at me? Did they not like me? But they were listening, and I didn't realize that. It took me a while to read the crowd and their reaction to me. And sometimes they come in, especially the Oxford, they come in and they want to talk with their friends. They want to eat their food. They want to, enjoy themselves. And they don't want music so loud that they can't hear what each other's saying.
Right.
And it's always fun seeing the reactions. And you do more of your own kind of music than I do. So I just thought I'd ask that question to see how you were interpreting that and how you were dealing with it.
Yeah, it was certainly scary at first, putting my own words out there into the world.
Yes.
Because I'm kind of an introvert, actually. And so the idea of like putting myself out there was really, really difficult at first. But what I found is that if I try to write songs that I feel strongly about, that I feel that are authentic to me, then I feel good about putting them out there. And then there are people who connect with them.
Yes.
Not everybody, but there are people who connect with them, and that's kind of what I look for. And I have no expectation of being rich and famous, but if I can write the music I want to write and I connect with some people, then I feel that's all the success I've ever dreamt of.
Absolutely right. I applaud you. I get that. So what was in the 50 years you've been in 420 Blackbirds, what was the worst time you ever had and the best time? The meaning best time, like, for example, when you said this crowd is responding, your fans are responding, your people sitting there responding, and you said to yourself, oh my gosh, this is magic. I know I did the right thing.
I think last summer we played one of the outdoor shows at the Grange in Duval. Have you ever been there?
Oh, I didn't know. I've been at Miller's.
Yeah, no, this is in Duval, and it's they were doing Sunday night shows at the Grange, and I think that was the best show we've ever played. The music all came together, the people were dancing and cheering and stuff, and it was like, oh my God, this is awesome. It's kind of a small place, but the energy was just there.
Oh,
And so that was just so much fun. The
that
worst.
was kind of an aha moment, then I'm taking it.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just kind of unexpected because it was a Sunday night. I didn't think a lot of people would be there, but it was
Magic.
it was sold out, and it was a small place.
Wow.
And it was just super fun, super great energy.
So where is that place in it? Is you said outside? Where is the Grange?
Yeah, so the Grange is right in that downtown area, kind of across from the pizza place. What is it? Something pepper pizza.
Okay. Is it by the Carnation Cafe? No, you said Duval. I know where the Grange is. It's in Duval.
Yeah, big white building. Yeah.
So they do those outside where the patio is?
Yeah, they do.
Do you have a date there for another show?
No, I'm sure I'll play there sometime this summer.
Okay.
But yeah, they usually do Sunday night shows because to not compete with other places that are doing like the Fridays and Saturdays.
Got it.
Yeah.
That takes us to the worst time.
The worst time. I don't know that there have been any horrible times. There's just been times when there was nobody there.
Yeah.
But I still had fun. I was still playing music.
Exactly. So I take those as good practices, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and there's times when you make more mistakes than you would like, or the sound is really bad. But every time I'm playing music, it doesn't suck. It's just like it's gonna be pretty darn good. Yeah. So
what I'm hearing it is, and that's just you.
Yeah. So it's I mean, there have definitely been shows I wished could have gone better, but I don't think there was anything horrible.
Been there, done that.
Exactly. Yeah. God knows I make a lot of mistakes up there on stage. Like I said, moving lyrics around and stuff. My band is very accommodating.
Yeah, I get it. I really do. So I think the other thing I'm going to ask that you might need a minute to think about is the people are listening. They're not necessarily here now, but do you have any advice about number one, overcoming stage fright, how you did it, and number two, any overall about being in the music business as an independent singer, songwriter, musician, and being in a band?
Yeah. Getting over stage fright for me was all about just confidence. So it was all about just do it. And I had to start by surrounding myself with other people. And now I can stand up by myself and sing, but I had to be part of a group at first, and that helped me do it. And then just building the confidence of doing it over and over and over again, and realizing that, and actually making mistakes was a big part of it, because I made mistakes and the world did not end.
Yeah, exactly.
People didn't boo me off the stage. None of that happened. All my worst fears did not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, So, and eventually I still get nervous before a show, but then once I'm playing music, I forget all about it and I just have fun. And, so you just, a little whiskey doesn't hurt.
I can't drink. Oh no.
Okay. Well,
I have a friend who does jumps. His name is Billy Shue, and he says tequila. Tequila takes care of everything. Every time I sing, he says, "Did you drink your tequila?"
That's right. It does help with the nerves, although it does not help with lyric retention.
Yeah.
So that goes out the window when I drink.
I can't do that, but I drink. I suck my water. Anyway,
as far as advice to musicians, the thing I try to remember when I perform is, if you're having fun, your audience is having fun. So don't worry so much about making mistakes. Just get up there and enjoy what you're doing. And as far as like songwriting, if that's your goal, figure out who you are and write things that mean something to you. Don't try to write somebody else's music. Write things that are authentic to you, and then just kind of let it come out.
Absolutely.
Hear it.
We got another comment on here. It says the best show I remember was Stacy with Backdoor Trio at Hattie's Hat, I believe it says. Something, what's that say? Oh, 4 and 20.
Oh, without songs 4 and 20 Blackbirds. Yeah, that was a really fun show. There's a video of that.
You sounded great as a solo singer.
Yeah, and well, I was playing with Cubby Casual on drums, and who were the other ones? I'm sorry, I could remember, but pressure. Yeah, it was a really fun show. We had one rehearsal to plan for it, and then we got to do like it was like a songwriter's showcase. So I got to do like 5 or 6 of my original songs.
Oh, cool.
And it was just super fun. Tiny, tiny little room in the back of a restaurant. And it was great. The musicians I played with were fantastic.
Oh.
They actually are playing on the, all of them are playing on the recorded songs I have on my website.
Cool.
That's nice. And yeah, the Night Wind. Yeah.
I did that at the Vessels. I did a songwriter showcase, and
in
a little tiny room with a not so great sound system, and I got a little nervous a few times. I was doing my own stuff, and I got through it. I enjoyed it. People seemed to like it, and then they closed it down, and it was like, oh no.
Yeah,
I get it, and you're absolutely right. If you're having fun, they'll have fun.
Right. Yeah.
How that works, I don't know, but it does.
Yeah.
So we're getting kind of close to my time. I've got 4 minutes, 6 minutes. Wait a minute. I can't read. I've got 4 minutes, a little less than 4 minutes. Do you have any closing thoughts on anything you'd like to say to the people today that you've been singing for and have been watching and will watch you in the near future?
If you come out and see us play, come up and talk to us. We just love to connect with the people who are there. And, you guys inspire us, because like without the audience, it's really no fun at all.
There'd be nobody to play to. Absolutely.
So, we love to meet people and hear if our music affects them. Yeah. And I imagine most of the people on here are probably musicians themselves.
Yes. Awesome.
It's so great being part of this club. It's like, it's so much fun, even when you're out watching your friends and stuff play, just to be part of this incredible community of musicians that we have. Like, I live in Duval, but the community goes, Carnation up to Snohomish and out to Snoqualmie and into Everett and Seattle and stuff. It's amazing to be part of it. And I feel blessed to have a small part of this. And
thank you. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Keep going.
Gotcha. There's a jam every Sunday night from 7 to 11 in Duval.
At the Twin Dragon?
Yeah, if you ever get out there, let me know.
Sunday, you said?
Sundays, 7-11. Yeah. I don't know if you know Lynn Sorensen.
I've heard the name.
He was a bass player for Bad Company for a few years in 2000, early 2000. And he's quite the showman. He's doing a lot of things in Vegas and all over the country, but yeah, he's the bass player for it. Even when he's there, he's usually out touring, but when he's there, it's just a lot of fun. We've got a kind of an intimate little crowd, and everybody is very supportive, and we get all kinds of music there, from grunge to God. I don't know what this stuff is, but I can't even say it. It's just amazing. So if you do get a chance to come out, I encourage you.
I'll do that.
And he's also looking for people in bands. Now, Mike's been doing this for a very long time out there. And so he is a proponent for, he's very much in favor of live music. And he's doing it, even though he can't pay as much as he likes, he does encourage it. So that's one of the reasons I think a lot of us go out there and play, simply because he has dedicated that time for us so that we can go out, meet each other, network, and have a good time.
Cool. I will meet you there sometime soon.
All right. I'll hold you to it.
All right.
And I will see you out at Remlinger May 1st, I believe.
May
5th.
Yeah.
Okay. May 5th.
I'll send you a note.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And I will send you the information I was talking about a little later when I get back, but I have to run. So I
All
want
right.
to thank you so much for coming on my show. You're a delightful lady, and I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Jim, if you're still out there, get a hold of me next time you're in town.
And guys, so we're out here today. Thank you for tuning in. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye and not goodbye. I see you later.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, that does it for me. I do want to remind you that I have Scott Malone coming on the 22nd, I believe, because next week is tax week, the 13th, and there will not be a show. There won't be a show because everybody wants to get their taxes in on time, including us. So no show then. Scott Malone on the 22nd. And then I believe it's somewhere in there the next Monday after that. I will be interviewed by a drummer called Joanne Ayers that was here before, and I think I said her last name wrong, but she was a guest here as well. So she's going to be interviewing me. This should be interesting. Anyway, bye, guys. Thanks for listening. Good to have you. Oh, that was a little pop up there. All right, let's end this thing again. Have a good rest of your week. Bye-bye.